So I'm Taylor Nicole. I'm 28 years old. I was born in San Diego, currently live in Salt Lake. Moved to Salt Lake when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I am a tattoo artist. I've owned my own studio for about 8 years now. Got into tattooing when I was about 18 years old, stopped for a bit, and then picked it back up when I was 21. I've been super fortunate to travel all over the world tattooing in Las Vegas, California, Georgia, Australia, and now here in Utah. My style of tattooing is called woodcut mainly, or like chaotic black work. So it's more of a European kind of style art form, big bold lines with like cross hatching and etching, those super fine details and stuff like that. I love it. But I also love abstract stuff too. So just like kind of like splatter. If you took a splatter painting and put it on the body, love that. Growing up, I was always an artist, drawing, painting, anything that I could customize or make my own, I would. So I love doing mixed media, abstract paintings. I'll customize leather jackets, motorcycle helmets, golf bags. So when I was 18, I was working as a CNA, so a nurse assistant. I actually was starting to go to college to be a child trauma doctor. I loved the medical field, I love kids and just taking care of people. But I had that artistic side as well. And so as an 18-year-old, I found a shop that was doing a deal for $20 an hour tattoos. And I was like, sick, perfect, love that. Not a good idea. You get what you pay for. So I went in, I had my backpack and my sketchbook, and as I was getting tattooed, the shop owner noticed that I was an artist, starts flipping through my book and had asked me the question, have you ever thought about being a tattoo artist? And I was like, you know what, that could be cool. So through a series of events, I had ended up coming back to the shop, and he basically just handed me a machine, gave me a design, and told me to tattoo it on myself. And so I didn't know what I was doing at all, and I'm just tattooing my leg, and I'm like, this is crazy. Turns out that I was actually semi-decent at it, and there was a potential there, and so that's kind of what got me started. Unfortunately, it was a really traumatic experience for me. The environment was really abusive and dark, and so after a while I was like, you know what, I'm never doing this again. I don't want anything to do with tattooing. I hate it. I hate the culture. I hate what I had gone through. And so I quit for like 2 years until I had a mentor, life coach of mine out in California who was like, you know what, I think you should redeem this experience and take back everything that was stolen from you and make it your own. And so he invested in a little startup tattoo shop for me out in California. And yeah, after that, it just took off and I never looked back. After that experience, tattooing wasn't just an art form, it was like therapeutic. It was a gift that I had been given from a traumatic experience to be able to like help people through their own experiences in life. And so even though it wasn't something that I'd ever planned on and hoped for, it's been something that I've been able to transform into a massive company and meet a lot of great people and help them through their own stuff in life. And I've built an awesome community. I have really great clients, and so yeah, I'm grateful. Tattooing started out as something very dark for me, and it was something that I was able to take and make into light. I've been able to help so many people through their own experiences and give them a place to come in, talk through whatever they need to talk through, and then mark them with something permanent that they can hold on to as a symbol of strength, hope, peace, walking through, you know, memorial tattoos for people who have passed away, loved ones. And so, yeah, I'm super grateful for the opportunity that I was given to tattoo, even though it started out of something bad, it's turned into something incredible. Art for me has always been a way to express myself and to just get out everything that I'm feeling inside and put it out there. Some people do journaling, some people go on runs, go to the gym. Art has been that for me, that safe place. But also growing up, I was super into sports, so varsity athlete. Soccer was my main thing. Played soccer my entire life. I was a all-state golfer in high school. I did basketball and volleyball for 1 year. I love getting out into nature, going camping, fishing, hunting, shooting guns, bow and arrow, like anything that gets my body moving and helps me focus all my energy into what's in front of me instead of all of the things that I'm processing inside of my head that are behind me. I love doing that, and I encourage everyone to find that thing to get out, do something, be active, and just exert your body to the point where none of the things that are going on inside of your mind or inside of your personal life matters as much. I remember going to my grandma and grandpa's house, and they had this like meniscus club, the ones that like break, like a training club. So if you know, in your backswing, if you pull it back too fast, it'll snap. And so I went out there, and my grandpa thought it would be funny to hand me this club. And so he's like, yeah, go try to swing it. And so I go back there, and and it's not moving at all. And they both were sitting there like, holy, she's got a natural swing. And so after that, I'd go golfing like a couple times a year with my dad, grandpa, my great grandpa. And it was super fun, but it wasn't something that I ever really took serious until I got into high school, and my dad was pushing for it because he's like, there's not a lot of girl golfers out there. There's so many unused scholarships and opportunities for women to play golf. And he goes, you should just give it a try. So I remember showing up to high school tryouts, and there was like 4 girls there. And so everyone made the team. But my coach was super stoked on me because I could actually hit the ball. And I guess that was an accomplishment. And so, yeah, we would sit there, and I realized that golf was just another thing for me to focus on and like really dive into. So my high school wasn't really known for being great at sports. And so the fact that we went to state, or I was able to go play in the state competition first year as a freshman or sophomore, was like a big deal. And I remember during the state competition, I had my dad, my coach, and then another girl and her coach. And we were paired up going out at the barn in Ogden. And I was doing okay, and then there was a par 5 that had doglegged to the right, and it was backed up against all of this like brush and trees and stuff. And I thought confidently, as we do, I can make this. I'll just shoot right over and land the green, whatever. So I did that, landed right where I thought I would in the bushes. And so I go over there, I'm pissed off, hit it. I kind of dub it just like a few feet, and I was like, dang it, I'm on shot 3. I've still got I think I was like 210 to the green. So I grab my 5-wood and I just whack it, and I throw my club pissed off in the bag, and my dad's like, oh my God. And I was like, what? And he goes, I think that went in. And everyone's screaming, and I was like, there's no way. And so forget what she was doing over here. All of us just ran to the hole, and it was in the hole. And so after that, I was like, you know what? I'm done. That's it. Doesn't get much better than that. And so anyways, continued to play the round, and I placed 9th in state. And so that was really cool for me. Art and golf definitely correlate. just being out there in nature, you're on the green, it's quiet, sun's out, you're having a good time. But then when you're having to like read the green and see how it's flowing and see all the patterns of the different pitch and stuff like that, and it's so meticulous and it's so intricate. If you can look at golf like an art form, then I think that enhances your game tenfold. Instead of looking at it as just a sport, for me it's been a saving grace, especially lately. Like I hadn't, so after high school I hadn't golfed in 12 years besides going to Top Golf or hitting a bucket with friends. I'd stopped playing courses, and I recently picked it back up, and for me it has been a way of proving to myself that I can get past hard things in my life and hard mentalities that I struggle with. Because if you're out golfing and you hit a bad shot and you embody that and you just are pissed off, your next shot is most likely going to be bad, and you're going to continue to have a bad day, a bad swing, a bad lie. But if you can pull yourself out and be like, you know what, yeah, that was a bad shot, but this next shot is a brand new one, and continue to move forward, then you end up having the best golf game of your entire life. Fortunately, my great-grandpa passed away a few years ago, and he was like always my biggest fan. And hold on, I'm not gonna cry. Yeah, I went to his grave just about a week ago, and I took a ball and a tee and I put it in the ground, and we just had a conversation, and I was telling him I'm getting back into golf again, and I wish you could be here and see this, and I wish I could have one more game with you. And it's a spiritual experience for me to pick golf back up again, because that, in a way, that's like the only way that I can feel close to him. And I think golf it's a great way to create memories with those that you love, and I think people should do it more often, and they should cherish the time that they have. Even if you have the worst game of your life, like, you're still out there with your closest buddies and your friends and people you work with, or and building those connections and bonds that will last clearly beyond the grave.